Hey guys, I'm Jared Schilling with The Business Technician, a Salt Lake City-based small business consulting service, and today we're continuing our exploration of the 10 rules of radical marketing, specifically rules 6 through 10 and how they connect to create an effective marketing strategies for small businesses. If you missed part 1 of the 10 rules of radical marketing, you can check that video out here. As a business consultant focusing on small companies, I've seen firsthand the right marketing systems in place is the difference between constant overwhelm and smooth operations. The next 5 rules from Radical Marketing, a great book by Sam Hill and Glenn Rifkin, offer powerful insights for creating those systems, even if you're not technically minded. Let's dive in and see how these 5 rules can help your marketing efforts. Rule number 6 from Radical Marketing is love and respect your customers. The book highlights how successful brands like Snap-on Tools view their millions of customers as individuals and not statistics. Snap-on Tools was known for running cool tribute campaigns for their core customers who were mechanics to show how much they were valued. Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead, when talking about fans, is quoted as saying, "We are them and they are us." And a favorite one of my quotes is from Kim Clark, the dean of Harvard Business School at the time, talking about their alumni saying, "They are our best salesmen." I love this one because just like the alumni, if your customers love you and your product or service, they will be your best salespeople. For small businesses, this translates into creating customer-focused systems. This might include, first, comprehensive customer databases that track preferences and history. When you have clear documentation about who your customers are, what they've purchased, and their communication preferences, you show respect for their individuality. Second, consistent communication protocols. This ensures that every team member knows how to speak and to serve your customers with the same level of care and attention. Third, feedback collection systems that actually use the information gathered. The book mentions that every call, even a complaint, is a learning opportunity for the business owner. One example might be a local HVAC company that implements a simple customer follow-up system with standard questions and response protocols that don't make them feel like some sort of survey they have to do. Instead, it acts as a way to follow up and create another touch point with your new and existing customer to let them know you care, and also as a way to gather information about their experiences. This can also be a great opportunity to mention a Google 5-star review for your business, which are the king of getting your service company ranked highly in Google searches. Remember, systems that honor the individual experience of your customers create loyalty that generic marketing simply cannot buy. Rule 7 is create a community of consumers. The radical marketers in this book, like Harley Davidson with their Harley Owners Group, also known as HOG, understand that bringing customers together creates powerful brand advocates. For small businesses, this means developing community building systems, regular events and gatherings that connect your customers with each other. These don't need to be massive. Even small workshops or customer appreciation days can build community. Loyalty programs that make customers feel like insiders, not just repeat buyers. The goal is belonging, not just points or discounts. Communication channels where customers can interact with each other, not just with their business. A local coffee shop could create a simple regulars board with photos and stories of frequent customers. You could buy a $100 Polaroid Now camera that produces Polaroids immediately like they used to in the old days and let customers take fun photos with it. I was recently at a networking event where they hired a company that brings one of those mobile photo booth stations with all sorts of costumes and prompts like they have at weddings, and you can dress them up and take some photos. And then the printed off photos had the logo of at the bottom right of the photos with the organization that was funding the event. These small systems foster connections between customers who previously just nodded at each other in line. Community building systems like this transform transactions into relationships and create a customer base that will advocate for your business without being asked. Rule 8 challenges us to rethink the marketing mix. When radical marketers use advertising, they tend to do so in short, sharp bursts, what they refer to in the book as surgical strike advertising. I like to think of it too as the rifle approach to marketing rather than the shotgun approach to marketing. Radical marketers like Sam Adams Beer focus less on mass advertising and more on targeted, meaningful communication. Jim Koch of Boston Beer was notorious for driving from bar to bar pitching Sam Adams rather than wasting money on newspaper ads at the time. For small businesses, this means creating efficient marketing systems like content calendars that ensure consistent, valuable communication rather than sporadic posting, lead generation processes that identify and nurture your ideal customers rather than chasing everyone, and targeted follow-up systems that maintain connections with prospects until they're ready to buy. Take a dental practice, for example, that could replace their expensive digital ads with a systematic email newsletter focused on specific patient segments. Take the time to segment the market and then deliver only content that is interesting to each segment is more apt to create new and repeat customers. Remember the Pareto principle, also called the 80-20 rule. Most of your business will come from a small amount of your customers and or prospects, so stay focused. The key is replacing random marketing activities with intentional systems that connect the right people at the right time in the right way. Rule number 9 is all about celebrating uncommon sense. The book points out that every radical marketer was at some point told their idea was impossible. Richard Branson of Virgin Atlantic apparently loves hearing what can't be done. For small businesses, this translates to differentiation systems, competitor analysis processes that help you identify industry norms you can challenge, innovation frameworks that help you regularly question how things are done in your industry, decision-making protocols that value originality over conformity. About a year ago, I had a crack in my windshield that needed to be fixed, and I used a company called SafeLight, which was provided through my insurance provider. And they've implemented this wonderful system to let you know when they're going to be at your place to fix your windshield. In most companies, if it's a service company, a plumber, electrician, they give you some 4-hour window, and of course, they always show up at the very end of that 4-hour window. But it was an awesome experience with SafeLight because the woman called me first thing in the morning to let me know where I was in her list of people to come see. Then she called me a couple hours later, giving me a little bit of an update, letting me know a closer time to when she would be there. And when she left the appointment that she finished right before mine, she called to say, hey, I'll be there in 20 minutes. It was easy, effective, simple, and a wonderful experience. The most effective systems often come from asking, what if we did the opposite of what everyone else is doing? The final rule is to be true to the brand. The book emphasizes how companies like Iams Pet Food nearly went out of business rather than compromise on product quality. For small businesses, this means implementing quality control systems, service delivery checklists that ensure consistent quality every time, regular quality audits that identify areas for improvement before customers notice problems, employee training programs that reinforce your standards with every team member. Think about a small law firm that could implement a systematic client review process to ensure quality across all casework. This could not only improve their outcomes, but potentially reduce their professional liability insurance premiums due to fewer errors. Quality systems aren't just about maintaining standards. They're about building a reputation that becomes your most valuable business asset. As we've seen, these 5 rules from the greatest radical marketers in history directly connect to the systems every small service business needs to thrive. Let's quickly review rules 6 through 10 of radical marketing before closing. Rule 6, love and respect your customers. Rule 7, create a community of consumers. Rule 8, rethink the marketing mix. Rule 9, celebrate uncommon sense. Rule 10, be true to the brand. When you implement customer-focused systems, community-building systems, targeted marketing systems, differentiation systems, and quality control systems, you transform your business from chaotic and reactive to structured and intentional. The beauty of these systems is that they don't require technical expertise, just a commitment to building a business that serves both you and your customers better. I hope these insights help you see that operating a successful small business isn't about working harder. It's about implementing the right systems in the right ways.